So being politically correct does make a lot of sense. You do want to appeal to the most people possible, and you want them to enjoy what you're saying. You want them to agree with you insofar as you're bringing anything into the public sphere. If you can generalize things to everyone, that's ideal. So political correctness is absolutely fine in most scenarios, but it does fall flat in certain instances when you sacrifice accuracy or better policy decisions or more the better good in order to save somebody's feelings or to be politically correct in some condescending way. And I think that's why people react to it strongly. Sometimes they react to it strongly just because they should be politically correct. They're wrong on an issue, say it's race or something, and people try and force them to, and they don't want to. And that's sometimes some Republicans do that. Everybody probably makes some mistakes when they shouldn't, and other people are telling them that they shouldn't. But those are the two main objections to political correctness. I was just going to say that when it reaches absurdity is when people compete to be the most oppressed, and it's stupid. I mean, who's more oppressed, a gay black woman or a quadriplegic midget whose parents are divorced? It's meaningless. They're different lives. You have to look every life with new eyes, and you have to judge it afresh. And if you feel more oppressed, then you're probably going to bring it down on yourself. And if you look for oppression, then you're going to encounter it. And so maybe getting over that is the best thing for people. And oftentimes, the people that complain the most loudly of being oppressed in some way are to blame for some of their misfortune and their failures. And sometimes not. And sometimes it's a mixture, and it's an unfortunate mixture because people are reluctant to give you that sympathy if you may have caused part of it, and if the rest of it was caused by some complex social force that's already difficult to address. And so nobody wins when you compete to be the worst off. But at the same time, you can make progress by recognizing when people are treating you unfairly. And so I don't want you to step away from that. And mostly my target audience, tattooed atheists, people with visible tattoos that are atheists. So it's a small audience. Don't play the pity card. Don't sue people. We can win a longer PR war, recognizing that our lives are taboo in many ways. But we can win that longer PR war without, acting like victims. Because we're not. In many ways we chose this, and when they treat us unfairly, we're larger than them. So stay larger than life if you can. I hope you can. I don't know. I guess that's what I see as a potential pitfall, particularly in my life, because sometimes I feel like, oh man, this is bullshit. This system is so stupid. And yet, the person most responsible for my life is myself. And so it's a mixture thing. Anyway, like I said, don't compete for last place. And I guess what that comes from in some ways is people imagine if the greater the difficulties you've overcome, then the larger the glory. But that's not actually how glory works in an ideal system, at least. Glory is handed out for the people that do the most good. And if you overcame difficulty, bully, but it doesn't matter. And so if you got in a car wreck on the way to work, and you work at a cigarette manufacturing place, nobody's giving you that much glory. Sure, you overcame a difficulty, but if somebody sails in to their non-profit wealth distribution to the starving and people that are desperately ill and in need, that person gets glory for good reason. It doesn't have to do with overcoming difficulty, so just avoid difficulty when you can. I say this to all of us, I guess especially me, because when I'm doing these videos, mostly talking to myself on the camera, and not many people are subscribed to this channel or commenting on these things. But tell me what you think. Do people that are overly concerned with political correctness compete for last place and make the mistake of thinking that being discriminated against is some sort of trophy? Because that's not how it is, and surely not how they see it. And yet, are they losing on the PR war? Do other people see it that way? Are we seen that way because this channel's primary goal probably is ending hiring discrimination? And how do we end it? So, peace.